Hey, good morning, YouTube. Wanted to let you see this working facility. We built this over here at Travis's. Um, it got to be a little bit of a struggle pushing everybody, driving everybody home when there's people's crops on the side of the road. We're trying to keep them out of and different things. They're already over here at Travis's, and we got quite a few animals up here, as you can see. So we built this pen here in this working facility. We'll see how it works. It's not, it's permanent, but it's maybe temporary. Anything it's temporary is permanent if it works, right? So we got the bud box. I had these cattle panels fixed up and with wiring inside. That's going to be our bud box. And now we ordered an alleyway, and I'll have to make another video about that whenever we get it, but we didn't get it in yet. This and that problem, everything, COVID stuff. So we put this one up temporary, and I think it'll work fine. We'll see. This is a pen that we'll sort the lambs off into as we're weaning them, and we'll take them home. Travis had this awning here that set up, but it's fairly cool today. It's probably 60-65 degrees when we got out this morning. You can see this alleyway. These are some old hog gates I got from a place. My old alleyway was built of back at home, but we set it up over here. It's 2 8-foot pieces, so it's about 16 foot. And you can see we ran this tin on the offside we're not going to work on, with just a panel that just makes them flow through it, not get hung up in that panel. We took down our 3-way sorting gate from my house there at home and brought it over here. Travis' house is about 2 miles north of me is all, and all these sheep rotate through several pastures that are up this way, so they don't get back home unless we drive them back home to work them. But we're going to see how this works, and it'll save us half a day or longer of moving everybody around. So we'll see how it works. Okay, so we had to stop here and make a few adjustments. We needed a post in the middle of that. When you start pushing, 100 or 200 lambs against that, those panels aren't made for that. So we were trying to be skimpy on our posts, so you better put one in between there, places that get crowded and pushed against. One of those 16-foot panels, so now we're putting it post 8 foot apart. This alleyway is about 30 feet wide. That way you can take 2 panels. You can see there we've made a gate in the middle of it, so we can put a smaller bunch up here from the bigger bunch that's back there. And so then from this smaller pen, we work into this alleyway that leads up to the bud box. Now we use the side of this barn for one side of the alleyway, and then this side here is, I think this is about 10 or 12 feet wide. I think it's 12 feet wide back here, and it slowly narrows down to 10 foot. As you can see, the bud box panels are 10-foot panels there, see? So it narrows down, but it starts out here at 12. So we just worked a couple bunches through. Seems to work fairly well. We'll do some more here and we'll see. Now I wanted to show you too these 10-foot panels, but we wanted our bud box to be more like 12-foot long and 10-foot wide. So, no, actually it's 14-foot long. So we took two of those panels and then just stood them up against each other till we got the length we wanted. Then this one, see, it just butts up against the alleyway. Now for a gate on our alleyway, I know it's kind of a makeshift thing, but you know what? If it works, it's permanent. It's just simply that. And it comes in behind them, then we'll hook that wire around it there, see? And that'll keep them from backing out. And we want to load it. Just took that wire off and load it back out. Load that alleyway back up. So, you know, this is a pretty nice little setup, especially if you're working, you know, maybe you just got started, you got 100 or 200 and you want to sink a lot of money into stuff. Now, these panels have gotten higher, of course. They're $25, $26 a panel, but you're probably not going to need this many. You know, we've got, oh, I don't remember now, 550 or so lambs and maybe close to 400 sheep in here. There's a few goats in here too, but so you may not need a pen this size. Now we built this other pen behind this bud box because we're sorting these lambs with their three-way gate into this pen, but when it gets too full we can kick them across the alley and hold them in this pen here for a while. It's quite a little bit bigger. So well, let's keep working with it, see what else we need to tweak. Okay, so now you can see the fitness alleyway here. This alleyway is 14 inches wide. It's plenty wide. It could probably be even more narrow. But if it's too much, if you know, when the ewes come in and they're carrying twins or triplets, it might not be too wide. And it works fine this way. These lambs might turn around once in a while. If you didn't have these hog gates like this on the outside, you could just put another cattle panel like that and line it with some tin or something they wouldn't get caught up in. Would probably work all right too. You want to cut those posts off or pound them on in so you're not working around them. You see what I mean? There's one. And there's one. So we went through and cut them down so you're not getting caught on them every time. So so far we made a few adjustments, but I figured we'd have a couple hours fine-tuning it here. And there they go. Yeah, I can't brag on these guys enough here. There's Travis double fisting that vaccine gun. You don't have to do it a while, guys. You know, just a few $100,000. It's no big deal. And so he just runs both guns. Now a lot of times, if I'm not taking this video, I'm up there checking eyes for worms here, but we're gonna have Travis doing it. And I'll show you how Quinn's running these. He's running 3 drench guns here. Some people say it can't be done, but I'm bragging old Quinn up now. Don't mess up, Quinn. There you go. That's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. Hardly even a hesitation there. Looky there. Let's see if you do it 2 times in a row. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Yeah, he's finally getting the hang of it after a few 100,000. But we give Quinn a hard time, but he's a pretty good worker. So there you have it, guys. Little homemade chute that you can rig up yourself, and maybe you don't have as good a help as I got here, but it won't take you long. It'll be just as good after you work through a few of them. Everything gets to flow, and it's just no big deal. Alright, so let's see how this bud box works out here. This kind of quick thrown together bud box. And I've kind of already messed up because I hesitated and they stopped as I was getting my phone out to take the picture. But as soon as one old U goes through there, then of course everybody else does. Yep. Step up, girl. You can go too. And close the gate behind them. This gate, I just don't even wire it. I just pull it closed. It's heavy enough they haven't pushed it open yet. And then I pull this one to walk out. Don't have to be fancy. Okay, so we started, it probably was after 8 o'clock time. We had a few little hiccups and things. And it's 5 o'clock now. We stopped for lunch about 30 minutes probably. So this worked okay. I mean, we got done in a pretty good time. We could see a few things that we could fix up better on it. When they come into this bud box and they look back and they see the goats or the sheep on the other side of that fence or this group over here, they don't want to turn into the alleyway as easy. Now my bud box at home has solid sides, except for this side that when you drive them in, they can look through that and they can come on into it. I think that would help. All we'd have to do is put some tin up on that or something even. And so that's probably the main thing that we could do. This alleyway worked okay. I do like our other alleyway is set up on a ramp, so it's 12 inches up off the ground, and you don't have to bend over as far. And I really like that. Anybody that's kind of tall would really like that. And that's what the new one here will have, but it's not done yet. So anyway, it didn't work out too bad, and I think this is a pretty good option for some guys. You know, if you just have not that many head and you're only really getting them up 2-3 times a year, you don't want to spend a lot of money in stuff. Now this pin's bigger than you need. I mean, it's, you know, maybe I don't remember what there was, 400 U's over here or something. So and we anticipate having more next year. So we had to have this catch pin bigger, and it took quite a few panels. But yeah, just make it the size you need it. It wouldn't take that much. So hey, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. I always like it if I can, if we can talk about something here and we can all learn something. So hey, we got to haul these lambs back home and put them up for the night. The weaned lambs. So y'all have a good evening.